dog pick up the duck by the neck, lift it, drop it. The duck was dead.
I was afraid my dog was going to be put to death with a false accusation.
Neck was like...
My baby,
That's completely unreasonable.
If you want to fight, I can get you boxing gloves, but we're not here for that. My first case ever with worms.
Come here, Sophie. Get him, Rusty.
Can I say something?
No. If she hadn't had an oral agreement, how do you do? I know you've all been sworn. I have read your complaint, sir. You're saying that the defendant's dog killed your duck?
Yes.
Pardon me?
Yes,
you have to
sir.
speak up.
Yes, sir.
All right. And obviously this is not the duck.
No, this was the duck in training. This was the duck in training.
I see. All right. What kind of a dog was it that killed your duck?
That was a German Shepherd.
German Shepherd. Okay. And this happened on, according to your complaint, on the 20th of October of '97?
Correct.
Did you see it happen?
Yes.
Pardon?
Yes, I did.
All right, tell me what happened.
My wife woke me up that morning.
I didn't ask you where you were sleeping. I asked you what you saw, sir.
I saw out the window, dog pick up the duck by the neck, lift it, drop it. I chased it off, and when I went out to find the duck was dead. The dog ran across the street.
Is this the dog that the defendant's holding? Is that the dog that did it?
Yes.
Okay. Were you the only one that saw this, sir?
No, my wife saw it also.
Is your wife here?
No, she came last week, Your Honor, but her statement is recorded in the police report.
You have the police report?
Yes, I do.
All right.
Your Honor, I'd like to object. There's no foundation for the police report.
I appreciate that, but I think you have to realize this is a small claims court. And the small claims, we do a lot of things that we wouldn't do in a regular municipal or superior court.
I understand.
So your objection is noted and overruled. You've seen this police report?
No, Your Honor, I haven't.
You know, I think you ought to look at it before I look at it. Was an autopsy performed, sir?
No, sir.
When was it? Was the duck buried?
Yes.
When?
Immediately.
Well, that day.
After I showed the duck to the neighbor.
To the neighbor?
Yes. Cynthia was staying at my neighbor's house, and she let the dog out in the morning, unattended, came over to my house, killed the duck. That afternoon, I showed my neighbor Danny the duck.
You didn't show it to Miss Hernandez, however.
She was gone.
She was gone? How do you know she let the dog out?
Because that was what was told me by the neighbor. And I have a witness that the dog was let loose.
Is this your witness that's here?
Yes.
All right, tell me your story, ma'am.
I got up to go to work in the morning and went out to put some added garbage in the garbage can before the garbage guys came. And Cynthia had let Harley out of Danny's, who was my next door neighbor at the time, out of his front door. Harley came over to see me and was playing and pooped on my lawn. Then he jetted off, went back to the house, and the last time I saw him, he took off across the street, went up Mr. Swartz's driveway, and that's the last time I saw him.
Okay.
I also have these videos to submit.
Let's see this one. Yeah. There's no audio, so you want to explain what we're looking at?
What we're looking at here is what are called the Goosebusters. They're nationally known and worldwide known, CNN. They chase down criminals and hold them until the police arrive. I trained the duck to train the geese, and wherever I took the duck or told the duck to do,
Which one of those is your duck? The
the
one who was
one
killed?
either corralling or in front, the smallest one.
I don't believe a word you're saying. Okay, thank you. Ms. Hernandez, was your dog staying with a neighbor?
I was staying with a neighbor with my dog.
You were.
Yes.
You have one dog or two?
One dog, Your Honor.
One dog.
Right.
If you're going to keep doing that, you're going to have to leave, because I can't listen to that. Both of you. But don't look at me. You're going to have to take the duck out, or give it to someone to take out. Maybe your witness can take it. Would you take the duck out, please? Thank you. Ms. Hernandez, tell me, but where you said you were staying with a neighbor?
I was staying at Danny's house. Danny Rapley behind me here.
Okay. Was your dog with you?
Yes.
Was the dog let out at some time in October?
Yes.
Why did you let the dog out?
The dog has to go to the bathroom in the morning.
Well, I appreciate that, but we have a leash law.
Well, you just asked me why I let the dog out.
Well, I understand that, but you let the dog out by itself.
I was with the dog, Your Honor.
Oh, I see. Was the dog on a leash? You were with the dog?
No, the dog was on heel, basically, within a short area.
Did the dog get into their yard?
No, Your Honor.
And you were with the dog at all times?
Right, Your Honor.
Okay. Your neighbor is, you said Danny?
Danny, yes.
Sir, were you there that day?
I was. The event actually happened while I was still in bed.
So you
I hadn't woke up yet.
you didn't see anything?
Nothing, sir. My testimony is purely the fact that several days after the event happened, I was visiting Pat. He showed me the duck corpse. There was no visible trauma on the duck at all. No bite marks, no missing feathers. At the time,
What day was this, sir?
it was several days after the event. I couldn't pin the exact date on it. It was 2 or 3 days after the event.
Did you take pictures of the duck?
No, Your Honor. There was no visible trauma. It was picked up by the neck, snapped. There was no bite marks, no nothing. I showed the duck to Danny.
He says, I thought you said you had the duck buried immediately.
Well, immediately to me is 3 days.
Oh, I see. All right.
Rather than go to UC Davis for a necropsy.
Rather than you did what?
Rather than go to UC Davis for a necropsy, I had witnessed the fact. I know why the duck died.
You know why the duck died?
Yeah. Its neck was like.
Did he show you that, sir?
He didn't show me the neck, no.
How do you arrive at this $5,000 that you're suing for?
Well, Your Honor, the ducks are very famous. If you saw the videos, I get paid every time. They're called the Goosebusters.
You get paid every time for what?
For their appearance on TV, and they've been in Life
Have you been paid
magazine.
before?
Yes, many
When?
times. Well, here, example is San Francisco Chronicle.
Does that indicate that you were paid?
Well, it's
Sir, you can answer yes or no.
Yes.
It does. Okay.
Here's Life magazine. Here's what they were doing for the local library system.
Sir, this article doesn't say anything about your getting paid for this.
Well, they don't do it for free, Your Honor.
Sir, I asked you if the article said anything about your being paid. You said yes. There is nothing in here to that effect.
Well,
I want to know what proof you have that you were paid.
When they do articles on you, Your Honor.
Sir, when they do articles on me, I don't get paid. Believe me.
You're missing out.
Pardon me?
You're missing out. Because they do pay for programs.
Sir, what proof do you have that you were paid?
They don't come out for nothing. They don't take up my time for nothing.
Sir, That's a conclusion that you have reached.
No,
But I can't reach that conclusion without proof.
that's great.
Well, it may not be great for you.
Well, believe me, these shows pay.
Sir, I can't believe you just based on your statement.
Okay.
Do you have any deposits that you made? You have any
I cashed
statements
the
from
check.
these organizations that where they agreed to pay you?
No.
No. Okay. Well, these are just pictures of your duck.
Right. That says I raised it to be a trained
What's the
animal.
fair market value of the duck, sir? What was the fair market value of the duck?
The fair market value of the duck was approximately $500 trained.
$500 trained?
Your Honor, before we get to damages, can we go back to liability? My witness here has a couple more things that he can say that impeach the plaintiff here.
Yes, we certainly can.
Things that the plaintiff told him about the cause of death and what he knew and saw at the time, which is different from his testimony today.
All right.
The only difference is at the time that I examined the duck's body, Mr. Schwartz indicated that there were no witnesses to the actual event, if there was an event. That's pretty much it.
That's it?
Well, one other thing, Your Honor, at least this is what Mr. Rapley conveyed to me, is that at that time he also said he didn't know what caused the death, whether it had had a heart attack or whether it has had his neck broken. Now the defendant or the plaintiff seems very sure that its neck was broken, and that is a fairly substantial difference in
Did you
his
tell
testimony.
Miss Danny that you didn't know
Yes.
what caused the death?
No. I said the neck was broken. Here's the duck. I said, I want compensation. He said, we'll take care of it when I get back from my 2-week Harley trip. When he got back, he went with the defendant, and she had changed his mind, and he said, I can't talk about it anymore.
Did you tell him there were no witnesses?
No.
Never did
My
tell him?
wife and I both witnessed it.
Okay.
Your Honor, when I was there at Danny's house, I was getting like day-by-day reports. The first report I got, we were very concerned because I was afraid my dog was going to be put to death with a false accusation. So I was paying very close attention to the progress of the case. The first thing was that the only person who said she saw anything was Pam next door, and she said she just saw the dog in Danny's front yard, which is where I say I saw the dog. Then as things progressed, I guess he was starting to say that my dog had been over at his house. But before that, he said that he didn't see the actual bite, and now he says he saw the actual bite.
May I see that police report that we gave you?
There's nothing in the police report to say that there's a necropsy been done, but I do notice that the police report, which was done several days after the event, which is when his story changed, that the plaintiff, it said that to the police officers, and now would probably be bound by that statement, or he would have made a false statement to the police. So I don't expect him to change it at that time. But in order to try and get the police to do something about this weak case, he told them he saw it.
That's not true, Your Honor. If you'll notice, there are 4 charges pending against Ms. Hernandez that have not been served.
You
Your
want to
Honor.
ask him any questions?
Yeah, but before that, with respect to his witness,
Yes.
I guess, is her testimony done? Or is your
As far as
testimony-
I'm concerned, it is, but if you want to ask
With
her any
res-
questions, you
well,
may.
With respect to the witness, it was in the morning, and I'm not really sure what how eyewitness testimony is. I'm not really sure if she could really identify the dog or not at that hour of the morning. I'd also like to know if she wears contact lenses, glasses, or if she didn't have them on that
Well, why
morning.
don't you ask her?
Do you wear contacts or
No, I
glasses?
don't.
Have you ever been to the eye doctor?
Oh, yeah.
You have any other questions you want to ask her?
Well, how can you be sure that it was this dog?
Because you let the dog out Danny's front door. You were staying with Danny. You had gotten in a fight with your girlfriend and was staying with Danny. And I went out to the garbage can. You let the dog out. Harley ran over to me because Harley knows me.
Well, do you know
I know
Harley?
who Harley is.
Yeah.
And Harley's a very nice dog.
Well,
I don't have a problem with Harley. I've lived next door to Danny for quite some time.
have you ever seen another German Shepherd running loose in the neighborhood?
No?
Well, I haven't, and it runs right in front of your house. You've never seen that German Shepherd that comes from the end of the block area?
Nope.
And doesn't he have a Rottweiler sitting on his porch?
Yeah, but that Rottweiler's trained and it doesn't walk the streets.
As the pictures show, the
But it's not on a
Rottweiler-
leash, is it?
Yes,
Yes,
Always?
yes.
And what about
And it's
your
on a
dog?
lead.
Don't you have a dog?
Yes, I have 2 dogs.
Aren't there several dogs on that street that run
But my
around?
dogs aren't ever in the front yard. They're
And
enclosed
you
in
didn't actually see
backyard.
the bite yourself, did you?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
And I already
But
testified to that.
I saw the bite, and the dog ran right over to Danny's house, and I knew Harley because he'd been staying there.
And that's the only way that you knew the dog. Did you see it actually go in the door or anything like that?
Yep, the back-
Did you
the
see
Ms.
me
Hernandez,
call?
I think that's enough.
Okay, I'd like to know, Your Honor, why, when the police came, why, if they were going to make a case out of it then, why they didn't do a necropsy then?
They couldn't locate you to
No,
make any-
You
I
couldn't
mean, the-
locate what?
They couldn't locate her. I had buried the duck.
You can dig the dug up.
The point is, why didn't you have,
Oh, I'm going to spend my money to go up to UC Davis to have a necropsy done when I saw what happened?
the
sorry.
duck's neck was in the mouth of the dog,
It was lifted up like this.
but no bite?
Not that I saw.
No bite. Okay.
Okay, and I'd like to know if you're sure that this is the dog before you basically.
Are you sure
condemn
that's the dog,
to
sir?
death.
Is that Harley?
Well, I'm asking you, what color was the dog?
The dog. Is that Harley?
What color was Harley?
Harley was a lot lighter at that time. She was a lot younger. He was a lot
Younger and lighter? You mean in color, brown?
color. Did you bring a false witness?
Well, you can take a look for yourself.
Well, this has
Does
been
this
over.
look anything like the dog you
This
saw
has
that
been a
morning?
year. No, that our dog's much larger.
The dog was much larger?
This
No,
dog
that's
is much
Harley.
larger.
This dog is larger.
She says it's Harley. Well, she says it's Harley, he doesn't know. So
Is it Harley?
Yeah.
No, Your Honor. it's
That's not Harley.
No, it's not.
So
This
that's
is a
not the dog.
This is a dog that
I
looks
didn't say it was. I said
exactly
this dog
like
is much larger.
the description.
When I first asked you, sir, about the dog, you said, yes, that was the dog who did it.
It was sitting on the other side of the desk.
Well, why
Your
don't you
Honor.
tell me? I can't see it, Judge.
Well, Your Honor, then why is she bringing a false dog into court?
It's not a false dog. She's just asking you to identify the dog.
I say I can't. It was much smaller dog.
Smaller dog. Okay. Anything else, Mr. Hernandez?
Well, Your Honor, obvious there's a discrepancy between two key witnesses here. She's the one that saw the dog and connected.
You're
with
giving me an argument now. That's fine.
Yeah, I have
I want to know
Harley
if there's
here.
any more testimony.
I have Harley here. Harley, can you come in? This is Harley. Very different from this dog here. Same description, if you were told the description, but very different.
Is that Harley that just came into the courtroom?
And I have a character witness here who can say that Harley's never had any.
We're not having character witnesses in a
Yes,
civil
kill.
case. Move over there, please. Is that Harley?
Well, looks like to me it's a lot smaller dog, a lot darker.
Okay.
Well, you said it was lighter before.
Take a short recess. I'll come back, give you my decision.
Remain seated and come to order. This court is again in session.
Well, the plaintiff brought this lawsuit and so has to prove by a preponderance of the evidence all of, here we go again, all of the facts to prove his case. In determining what the facts are here, we have to really look at the credibility of the witnesses who are testifying. Things that I consider are the demeanor of the witnesses, the manner in which they testify, the character and quality of the testimony, the extent of the capacity of the witness to perceive, to recollect, and to communicate any matter about which he or she testifies. In this case, the plaintiff has said that the defendant's dog who he identified at first. He says that's the dog, that's Harley. And it's true, the dog was behind the bench here. But when I asked the plaintiff if that was the dog, he said yes. Now, if you couldn't see the dog, then you'd say, well, I can't see, Judge, may I look over there and examine it? But he didn't do that. He says he didn't have a necropsy because he didn't want to go to Davis and spend the money. Any qualified vet can do a necropsy. You don't have to go to Davis for that. If everyone had to go to Davis throughout the state of California to do that, we'd all be traipsing up to Sacramento with our animals. We don't have to do that. That's why we have veterinarians. So I can't buy that. There's no mark on the neck at all.
Your Honor.
No. I don't want to hear from either you or the duck anymore. There's a witness, Danny, says that the plaintiff told him he wasn't sure how the duck died. We don't even get to the question of damages because we have to first determine the liability. But with respect to damages, the plaintiff says that he gets paid for all the performances of the duck, but absolutely no proof whatsoever, none. If you're talking to me, Ducky, you're talking to the wrong person. At any rate, the plaintiff's credibility is certainly lacking in this case, and he has not proven his case by a preponderance of the evidence. My judgment is for the defendant.
It's a close neighborhood there, and Danny was kind of upset that something bad had happened in his neighborhood, and if I had anything to do with it, I wanted to clear it up. And at that time, I didn't have a lot of money, but I wanted to buy a duck and give him a duck. But I was afraid to because I'm a lawyer and I know how the legal system works, and I was afraid that just giving him a duck would be like an admission of guilt.
The duck was trained very carefully to lead the geese. The dog killed the duck. The defendant brought in a double dog. She offered to replace the duck. These are all admissions of guilt. As far as I'm concerned, justice will be served in a higher court. My main question is, Harley wasn't guilty. Why is there a double dog here in this court?
Well, I think the reason there's
Nobody
a double
asked you.
dog is because the fact that you obviously didn't see the dog and
No,
you
I
identified the wrong dog, so
No, I
it's
did.
clear you never saw the incident
did.
at
I
all.
said it was a much
You just
smaller
made
dog.
it up, and any old German Shepherd would do, is obvious from our point of view.
There's only one German Shepherd on the street.